I'm running to serve you as the next president of the United States of America.
Beto O'Rourke, he has a generational sort of aspect to him. He's energetic, he is frenetic. He has an energy level that I think is going to challenge both the other candidates in the field and the reporters who cover him. He speaks very inspirationally, but his challenge still is in unpacking some of those specifics and pointing to things in his life that qualify him to be president of the United States. In the initial sort of rollout of his campaign, he's talked broadly about fixing the problems of the tone in politics, of trying to bring the country together. He's cast himself as someone who's bipartisan and positive and optimistic, but his campaign has not had a huge policy focus on it. He will talk broadly about things like climate change or education or immigration, but he does not do a huge amount in offering a proposal to fixing those problems. So his campaign in some ways is a test for whether primary voters want those specific policy ideas or if they just want inspiration. And he has time to sort of get to the policy as well.
By God, when are you going to know the answer?
He did go through a sort of long period of introspection. He was criticized a little bit for some of his Medium posts in particular, where he admitted that he was in a funk and was sort of driving around by himself, meeting with different people and trying to sort of draw some inspiration to get into the race, which some of those posts I think came across to some as this sort of aimless journey of self-discovery that led ultimately to him getting into the race.
I'll tell you, this is very much a personal decision, one that I made with my family, with my wife, Amy.
In this Vanity Fair piece, he talked about how he was born to run, and he was excited to get into the race and sort of characterizing himself as being born for this moment. He has also talked openly about some of his mistakes. He talked about how his life has not been actually designed for this moment. He talked about being in a punk rock band. He's been arrested twice, once for a DUI, and sort of runs counter to that comment of being born to run.
Whether it was religion or gender or income or geography.
The announcement video was sort of interesting because Beto O'Rourke is kind of pitching himself as this generational candidate, as somebody who's going to change the way that politics are done. And the video was very traditional. It was him just sitting there straight to camera and his wife sitting next to him and never saying anything, which is interesting. And I think the context for that is that Amy O'Rourke, his wife, kind of plays a pretty important role in an advisory capacity for him. So it was interesting and sort of puzzling that she was kind of a prop in that initial video. He was a 3-term congressman who doesn't have a specific sort of thing to point to, a signature accomplishment that then he can use to run on to become the president. And so I think that is where he has a lot of strengths and qualities that I think voters may be looking for, but there's still a lot of work to be done, I think, for him as a candidate, and whether or not he can grow as a candidate and whether how the other candidates respond to him, I think is going to be a major theme that will play out over the next couple of months.
All right, let's do something. Hey, it's Wesley Lowery of the Washington Post here. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel to get all of our latest reporting, analysis, and stay up to date on what's going on in the world around you.
Have you read all those books?
No, not even close.